Okay, hello guys. On today's video, we're gonna be playing some 25 and 0 Russian cash. And, let's hope this goes well and we do get action. Both of these hands are going to be an open from the button. I also open two big blinds from every position, and then from the small blind I open 2.7. Over here with the King Jack, we're going to be 3-betting this sometimes. And for the sake of the video, whenever I can take an aggressive action pre-flop, I'm gonna try and take it. Queen high boards are going to be a range bet for 25. Whenever I say a range bet, it's usually going to be for 25. If it's for another size, I will be saying what the size it's for. Now over here on the turn, I think I can continue betting because he's going to fold every hand that is not a Queen X once the 8 pairs. And then let's see what he decides to do. Over here on the turn, I think it's a little bit of a mistake by me with 10-5. I think it would have performed better as a bet. Now we just kind of have to fold. Thankfully, we do get the fold over here with the King Jack. So I'm happy about that. This hand is not exactly amazing to open, even when I do open for a smaller size. The bottom from the cutoff is going to be a hand like 6-7 over here, 6-7 off, and probably suited Queen X. Over here with the 8-4 I'm going to be calling, and then let's see what happens on the flop over here. Versus a check with my hand, I think I can start betting as I don't have any showdown. I also don't think that people check back flush draws, or if they check back a 9x, he would have check raised on the flop. So I'm gonna continue betting on the turn. Over here, I think I'm actually gonna check versus a fish who has a small stack, because this way maybe he picks up something and he can be bluffing. Over here with the aces, I'm gonna be 3-betting. With the king 10 here, we have an easy call. There's no reason for me to start raising here. And yeah, hopefully we get a shove. So, however, he stopped. But now once our hand improves even more, we're just gonna have an easy shove. And then he ends up calling a queen 10. Okay, very interesting. I'm gonna be tagging him. Not will not fold. I think it's very important to be tagging people. Over here with the aces, I'm gonna have to make the call on the turn. And then he does end up bluffing with ace queen, so can bluff turn, gives up river triple pot after flatting with ace queen off. And we should also type the positions. I think that's important as well. And the positions are gonna be what exactly over here? Let's put positions. Cutoff, hijack versus hijack versus small blind. Queen 9 here. Sometimes you can 3-bet this. Maybe these notes are not going to be that important because I'm playing Zoom and maybe I'm never going to meet them. However, when I usually play a regular table, I do end up meeting the same fish and the same regulars. So yeah, note taking is very important. Because, for example, let's say that guy, I'm in a pot with him, and then he decides to shove river. I'm more likely to fold since I have a note on him that when he's bluffing, he decided to check back on the river. King Queen is going to be an open here. Jack 9 Knight quite good enough. Hijack we need to start opening a bit tight. I don't think my hand is good enough here for 30 big blinds, so I'm gonna make the fold. With the queens, I'm gonna 3-bet if it gets to me. So now when this guy 3-bets, and he has these stats, I think we have a pretty easy 4-bet over here. When I'm out of position, I will be adding 4 big blinds compared to his original 3-bet. Now I'm going to be betting a b25 on ace-high boards. Okay, and then we do manage to bink the queen on the turn, so very lucky. It's the YouTube luck. So now I think I'm going to be betting small here. And then yeah, versus a shove, we have an easy call. Let's see what he has. He ends up having 9s, holy. Sure, let's run into what a cooler this was. We hold the first one and the second one. Wow. I guess it's just that easy, huh? When you flop when you flop second set and you just overset a guy in a 4-bet pot. I guess it's just that easy. Yeah, but making jokes aside, in 4-bet pots on ace high and king high boards, I will be range betting for 25%, and then on queen high boards and below, I will be playing b40 or check. Over here with the 10-7, I think I will start betting the flop here for 25%. Now the turn got a bit dicey. Here with the 10s, on this board I will be playing overbet or check, and this board is going to go into an overbet. Now when he decides to donk and there's a 4 to a straight, I think I'm going to make the fold here, sadly. I think I'll just have to end up folding it, yeah. Yeah, so on most boards on the flop, I will be range betting. However, 10 high boards and below, I will be overbetting or checking. On paired boards, I know you're supposed to go b50 or check. However, at low stakes, I think it's just gonna work out better if I just do 25 for range. Over here, so when this guy goes big, we have less incentive to call and more incentive to 3-bet. So I'm gonna be 3-betting the king 9 here. It's also a 3-bet out of frequency. In these spots, out of position, I know people like to range check. However, I like to range check or range bet depending on the board when I'm in a single raise pot out of position. And this board is going to be a range bet for me. If you're playing higher stakes and you've seen that checking there out of position works out better, then by all means do that. But yeah, in my experience, I've just managed pots better when I'm range betting even out of position, if the board allows me to. So if I was out of position and the board was, let's say, 4, 5, 7 or a flush draw, I would be range checking, even if I had a set. 7-5 here, I think it depends a lot of what kind of player there is in the big blind. And since we don't have any information and we're playing Zoom as well, and people have auto fold on, I think opening wider is better than opening tighter. So I'm gonna be a bit more aggressive with my opens. I'm gonna be opening 4-5 here. Yeah, so like I said, now we'll be range betting or range checking, and this board will be a range bet when I'm out of position. He does end up calling. Now, once the 8 pairs, I don't think he's gonna fold a 10 or an 8, so I think I'm just gonna have to check this one back. Now, once he decided to check it back, I will have to bluff because I don't want to lose to ace high, for example. With the ace king here, we're going to be 3-betting. Hopefully we can get it in versus the guy with 40 big blinds, and we do end up getting it in. Okay, let's hold. Let's do it twice. He managed to win the first one, and we hold the second one. Okay, fair enough. And this is this is why we run it twice. I also would suggest you guys start playing with hotkeys. I think it just allows me to move much faster. Maybe it doesn't matter so much when you play 2 tables, but when you play 9 tables of a reg table, I think it does start to add up. So over here with the Jack 7, because he went to 2 big blinds, I call. So because he only opened to 2 big blinds, I would assume that he opens more. So I think that my Jack 7 is gonna perform a bit better by raising than by calling. Now once the 10 pairs, I think, do I keep on betting or not? Is the question. I think I'm gonna check down my hand, because if he has top pair now, he's never gonna fold. And then if he has an overcard, I'm not sure he folds that either. But now once he decides to check the turn, with my hand we can show it down, so I'm gonna go for a b75 here. I do expect to, yeah, he did get call. Yeah, so he did make the call, but I can never be showing down Jack 7. Maybe on the turn over here it's a mistake and I'm supposed to keep on betting, since I do have the Jack of Diamonds and I do have a gut shot, so yeah, this may very well be a mistake, but I just think that he's gonna call a bit too much once the 10 pairs on the turn. And then we also can never be checking down check high. I mean, who knows what he calls? Maybe he called a bigger draw, and if you lose to queen high or something, that would be very annoying. We're gonna be 3-betting ace king here. I'm gonna be playing 25 or check on king high boards, and this spot is not that amazing. So over here, I do know I have a gut shot, however, I don't think he has any bluffs. So he would need to turn something like Jack 10 here into a bluff. And Queen 10, and I don't think that's happening. So I think on this board we'll just have to make the tight fold here. If we're higher stakes, then I'm sure that's a call, but I don't think it's that good of a call in low stakes when they under raise in position. This board is going to be a range bet. Over here with the tens, I know people don't like the flat, however, I think that once I do hit my set, people don't quite fold enough when they have a good hand, so it's going to overperform. If you went bigger than, let's say, 2.2 big blinds, then I would not be flatting. On the turn, I don't think I can get much value with my 9, and same thing on the river here, and I'm just gonna check it back. We do end up managing to win here, so that's nice. Over here with the threes, I mean, I have a pair, there's no reason for me to be bluffing it. You can 3-bet 8 sometimes, and since I'm in the video I will be doing it. We do end up managing to get the fold. As a general rule, I think it's better to over 3-bet from the big blind versus the small blind, because people don't 4-bet enough. So yeah, I think 3-betting is quite good. I don't think people do it enough, so they just end up losing quite a bit of value. I think people in general overfold to 3-bet. So from all positions you can over 3-betting, I think is gonna work out. However, I only over 3-bet, let's say, yeah, in big blind versus small blind. In the other positions, I like to do the GTO range. I think that's enough. Over here with the fours, I don't think I can quite start betting here to bluff, so I'm gonna check it down. A6, I'm not sure exactly how these bomb pots are supposed to go, but I will be limping. Very interesting spot here with the fours. I think that if it goes check check, I can start bluffing, as no one would be trapping a straight here, multi-way. So yeah, I would have bluffed, but now I'm just gonna have to make the fold. Over here with the a6, I mean, he went to 10 big blinds, I'm just gonna make the fold. Tens is gonna be an open. So over here, I really don't love this spot. However, we have to at least make the call once we have tens. I think that people under 3-bet when they're in an early position. But yeah, when you have a hand as good as tens, you just have to make the call. Now I'm going to be calling the flop here. Now on the river, so I don't think he has a jack. I don't think, maybe he has an overpair, but can I get more value here with my tens? I don't think so. I'm just going to check it. Maybe I can go for a b25, but I'm not sure. And then he does end up having ace king. Very interesting, he didn't bluff. And that's another reason why you just have to make the call with tens there. Over here with ace-2, you can be 3-betting this. Yeah, so if the hand can't 3-bet at all, I don't 3-bet it. But if the hand is able to 3-bet, if you're against a certain type of player, you can over 3-bet with it. King high boards, I'm gonna be range betting. Uh, Generally in 3-bet pots, ace high, king high, and queen high boards, I will be range betting for 25. And then jack high boards and below, I will be betting b40 or check. Over here with ace-2, I don't think I have any showdown, so I'm gonna keep on betting here. I think I can get quite a few folds from hands like queens, jacks, tens, and 9x. And I also think that sometimes he's gonna have hands like queen 10 or jack 10 that are gonna call the flop and turn and will lose on the river. Now, once the 8 gets there and I don't have a heart, there's nothing to do but just check it down. And then he does end up having ace king. Over here with the 6-5, I am playing over better check on these type of boards, and the 6-5 is going to be a check. And now on the turn, with nothing to improve on, I will just make the fold. With the ace-2, I understand if people think the bet on the turn is questionable. However, I think that generally people will be overfolding their less second pairs. So I think it's okay spot to bet. Over here with the 9-7, can I call? Hmm, I don't think I can call, so maybe I could have called. You can argue you have some post-flop edge if it go heads up, but once another guy calls, I think offsuit hands, low offsuit hands just perform terribly. So I'm gonna make the fold. Okay, I think I'm gonna sit out now on my next big blind. Um, I've made a 40-minute video and that seemed to do pretty okay, but as the video gets longer, it's harder and harder for people to keep on watching, so I'm gonna be trying to keep it a little bit short this time and maybe post more of these. I think that's gonna be better than posting just a very long video. Over here is 7, clear open. And yeah, at these stakes I think it's really important to be taking notes. Like I said, maybe not so much in the Zoom pool, but on the reg tables. And I also think it's really important to be paying attention. You don't want to just assume things like, oh, they never bluff on the river, or they always call when you try to make a bluff. So, and just always keep your mind sharp. Okay. If you like the video, guys, make sure to subscribe. I also stream on Twitch, so make sure to check that out. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, goodbye.